Hot damn, it's The Hang with Mike and Matt. Hot damn.
Hi, Mike.
How's it going, Matt?
Oh, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been, it's always a week. It's always,
It's always a week.
It's always a week and it's always something.
Unless you're a billionaire. I think unless you're a billionaire, it's always a week, no matter what.
Yeah, I was looking at Bezos. He was on his birthday retreat or whatever on his yacht or something like that, and the whole thing was his wife Lauren Sanchez Bezos or whatever is posting these racy outfits. And I'm going, she is a smoke show. I get it. I understand that.
I don't know, that face. It's too much work, man.
It's a little plump.
She's got a lot of work on that face.
I'm okay
I can't
with it.
Stand that.
She just looks like she's built for
In
sex. 5
years, she's gonna be Catwoman. Meow.
It'll probably get a little pulled back. Yeah,
He'll be done with her in 5 years anyway. So why does he care? He'll lose another $100 billion,
something like that. Either way, But I'm going. Yeah, the life of a billionaire. Yeah, he might have had a week. He might have had some difficult decisions to make and things, but
probably not. But
difficult in his world, maybe. But difficult decisions in the average person's world, they seem a little more pressing,
Yeah, I wouldn't have to be a billionaire. I would just if just all my bills are paid, and everybody's doing cool in my family. It's like I don't really have a care in the world.
Yeah,
it's just all these, just the average day bullshit in life.
You get in these moods sometimes, and you just go, all right. I got a good feeling. I'm gonna go play the lotto. I'm gonna go play the Powerball, Mega Millions, whatever. So last night, I was like, hey, I'm gonna run up and get a Mega Millions ticket. I don't even know what it doesn't matter what the jackpot is because it's more than I have now, right?
Oh, it's only $12 million, guy. What?
Yeah. So
the worst timing.
And I'm going, you know what? You never know, right? Today. Woke up, checked ticket. Not even one number, not even close, just way off. And I'm going, that's how you start the day? And I'm going, all right, it's going to be a day.
Yeah. The one, when you look at your ticket, Donna doesn't play often, but she'll play occasionally. And, I don't ever play. But if she plays, I'm definitely...
You're going to glom onto that one.
Yeah, let's check the ticket, babe. And it's always 0 or 1. It's just it's... so depressing.
It is. You feel so deflated. And then you're like, well, back to my life. Not that it's a bad life by any stretch, right? But
you're kind of hoping for that $125 million life.
Yeah, it's not Mega Millionaire life.
Mega Million life.
That would be lovely.
Johnny Brasco just subscribed for 27 months.
Johnny!
Thank you, Johnny Brasco. Who's this? Brent's Nevada Landy. 50 months.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a great name.
Oh yeah, some of these are names from the old chat and back on the other show.
Okay.
So
yeah.
They're very
clever.
Oh, they were always greasing. Usually greasing the fat man.
That's great. Oh my God.
Let me see if I got this. Actually, to start off the show. I think you need to start out the show, like you're champion. Like Baker Mayfield.
Oh, yeah.
Gets ready for the Super Bowl. This is how you need to start out. Ripping some smelling salts.
I saw that footage, and I was like, that's kind of sweet. One, I've never done smelling salts, so I don't know.
Well, you're about to do them right now.
Are those in for real?
Oh, yeah. We do this. We're like...
You rip smelling salts?
No, but we give it a little whiff. See, if you rip this, woo!
Now, what's he doing there? Is Baker Mayfield ripping it?
It looks like he's got the breakaway kind. It looks like he's ripping it.
Okay.
Like the breakaway kind. This is just a little... I don't even know what's in here, but it's smelling salts, and you got to be careful. Whoo! It gets you going. I'm telling you.
Okay. I want nothing to do with it.
No, you put it 6 inches and you don't go. Just give it
like you just did.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't close enough. Give it a little sniff until you feel discomfort, and then stop.
That sounds terrible.
It gets you going, buddy.
Okay. Where did you get this stuff?
Donna,
they just sell this?
I think Donna got it on the internet. Yeah, they sell it. Yeah, you can get all kind of smelling salts.
Because when I was watching the Baker Mayfield thing, my first thought was, hey, that's kind of badass. My second thought was, they can do that? Like, that's allowed?
I think it's not nothing.
I mean, it must be allowed because he did it on
It's just smelling salts. It's not a drug. It's like ammonia and stuff. So it's all legal stuff in there. So come on, just get a little.
Oh my God, bro!
So imagine ripping that. I mean,
Dude.
I could probably even play. Like, it doesn't make you insane. Like, burn up your nasal cavity.
So the smelling salts, they use this for when like people
are unconscious.
And then
you put it right under there, and they're like, "Whoa!" Like, see, even if you're unconscious,
so this is like
up.
the cure-all.
It is.
Is this what they do? What do they shoot in you when you overdose on drugs? What's it?
Narcan?
Narcan.
Or adrenaline's like for a heart attack. They shoot that in your heart. And Narcan's for opioids.
I think I'm thinking of the Narcan.
That's the stuff.
What's in that stuff?
It's a nose deal.
Is that?
It's anti-opioid, whatever that.
That's got to be smelling salts. Time is like $1 million.
Is it some super stimulant?
Ooh, coming over.
To counteract, to counteract like fentanyl. It's got to be some pretty. Is it as a super upper?
I mean, like you almost think it would have to be equally as dangerous to even out some sort of fentanyl.
Yeah, you think it, but I guess it's worth it.
Like you're really swinging that pendulum the other way.
But you got to know that you're dying
Yeah.
So what do you got to lose? Let's say, give me them 12 uppers.
I guess that's a good point. Baker, I've just never seen a player do that before.
He's, I like
You're liking him more and more?
I like his style. I was giving him a chance. I don't know nothing about Baker Mayfield other than watched him a little in college and stuff. And he seems like he's kind of a down to earth kind of guy, and he really if you need that extra yard, he's going to take the hit.
He's going to get a tush push for the extra yard.
Get that tush push. I hate that. I hate the name of that. It's like as an announcer, I'd be embarrassed. I'd have to say,
"Well, they are with a tush push."
Tush push.
Yeah, I will tell you when they made the playoffs the other week, and they were like officially in or whatever, and they were going, if Baker makes the playoffs, he gets an extra $1.2 million bonus on his contract.
No wonder he plays so hard.
Well, I'm literally that's what I found rooting me for the game, right?
Trying to get him that extra money.
I for real, I was like going, okay, he signed a 1-year deal. He's trying to prove himself. But if he gets this win, he gets an extra $1.2 million or whatever it is. I'm going, good for him. Like I everything in my bones, I'm like going, I hope he gets it. Just for that alone, right? Just for that.
Ding that organization.
Absolutely.
CSers. Ding them for every penny.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not a huge Bucks fan. I watch them.
Sure.
But it's I've been watching them all year because I was like, I'm going to see how Baker does. It's interesting because he's been with like 6 different clubs in the last like 2 or 3 years. He's been traded around, and he's not really got a reputation of he's gonna he's a top quarterback, and he's pretty much coming in and showing everybody wrong. So I think that's a great story.
I agree. I'm kind of excited about it. Not for Mike Evans is a great guy. I enjoy him very much, and he's awesome. So there's certain players that you want to see do well, right? Like Mike Evans, especially because he's on the last year of his deal, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. There's certain people where I go, I want to see them do well.
You root for sports as like a woman. So
thank you.
I do too.
Oh, perfect.
I heard this a long time ago. There used to be this thing called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus.
Yeah.
It was a relationship kind of guide. And I was watching the guy, one time, I watched a little excerpt of it, and he says, women will root for sports. They'll find somebody on the team that they like or somebody that does good things, and they'll root for them that way. Whereas a guy's just like, my team in this city, the red and blue, I'm going to root for him. And I'll say, I root for stories just a lot of the time. If it's a great story and it comes some comeback story, I don't care who the team is. I'm going to root for that guy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, I root for. I'm like a woman.
but if you're rooting for 5 players on the team because these 5 players have great stories, well then ixo facto, you're ending up rooting for the whole team more or
Yeah.
less, because it's all going to come together in the end. But what do we got next? The Bucks play what is it? The Lions?
Lions at Detroit.
Okay.
So that's a tough game.
Indoors.
It's a tough game. The Lions already beat us 20-6 this year, but it does seem like that we're peaking. That was one of the best offensive, I think, showings the Bucks have done in a long time. The defense is always good. So I think it'll be a good game.
So if I was to place a bet on my handy-dandy gambling app.
Oh, don't ask me about betting.
I've been losing.
Did you give it up?
No, I'm pretty much toast. My account is at 0. So I don't know if I'm going to refill that pot anytime soon. I was watching the Lions because they showed Barry Sanders on the field. He was talking with Eminem or whatever over the weekend.
I saw that. I couldn't see what they were talking about. But
I don't know what they were talking about. But
it was kind of cool seeing Barry Sanders and Eminem.
It was because I had watched the Barry Sanders documentary on Amazon Prime. And I didn't really, I was a kid back then. I just knew he was a great running. I didn't know that he didn't like to talk to the media. And I didn't know that when he quit, he went out of town and faxed in his letter saying, "Hey, I'm done." And he got a bunch of crap for it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's
just a quiet guy.
Just a quiet guy. And people looked at him like he was a dick for doing that. Like, how could you do this to the city? And he's like,
they were just mad because he quit.
Yeah,
because he quit way early. He had another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
and he was he was just the way he was built. He was like just
low center of gravity,
so low.
Yeah,
and with these legs like that. You could go to Tampa Stadium. I went to a few Bucks back in the day, Bucks games, and watch. When they played Detroit, you got to watch Barry Sanders just run all over the Bucks for like 180 yards every time. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good documentary. I mean, whatever. If you get a chance to check it out, if you got the Amazon video or whatever, it's pretty decent. I don't know. There's some of those 30 for 30 videos and documentaries that when they come on, man, they just get me.
Oh, they suck you right in.
Oh,
it could be almost any, but it could be the punter for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah,
the way they his story, and I'm like, I got to know what happened.
Well, who's the quarterback? This 30 for 30 got me with. Is it Alex Smith? Is that right?
The quarterback, the guy that destroyed his leg. Yeah. I saw some of that.
That one made me tear up. That one legit made me tear up looking at that guy, go through that.
I mean, it was a great story, and he came he came back from that injury and had a couple good games, and then he came to his senses and said, "All right, I did it, and I'm out."
Yeah, it's like what do you expect to happen?
Because he got his leg just obliterated. Like they thought they were gonna have to cut it off.
The picture of it alone was so disgusting. It gave me goosebumps, just to see the picture of that rotted out.
And then he said, he's got this big metal apparatus with 18 screws that he's got to wear as he walks around. So that was an interesting story. Alex Smith, and he came back and he did it, and then he said, "I'm getting out."
Yeah, see you later. I mean,
Can you imagine?
You got to be fearful in the pocket after taking that kind of injury, right? And then getting back in there with a metal rod. I don't know. I would be so afraid of getting tackled at that point. Something happening.
Imagine being the guy
I'd be gunshot for sure.
Re-injures Alex Smith's leg.
Sorry, dude.
No.
My bad.
It's another 2 years of rehab for you. 18 surgeries.
I don't want to see quarterbacks get injured, but this past weekend, I kind of did want to see. I can't remember what game I was watching, but I was like, just injure the quarterback already. Like,
what, did you have money on it?
Yes. Yeah, I had a couple bucks. But that was my mindset. I'm like, why aren't they injuring the quarterback? Just take him out already.
That's what I was watching the Pittsburgh game, I think, with Weston, and he's like, how come guys aren't just taking the quarterback's knees out, and then you get your 15-yard penalty, but he's out of the game.
Yeah, it's gonna go well for you later on.
I guess the guys just won't do that. Everybody in the league has at least that standard. Is I'm not gonna dirty hit the quarterback in the knees while he's just locked into place and blow him out.
I guess.
Good for them.
Yes, good for them.
I find it hard to believe.
I had money on it, so I would have run out there and tackled him myself if I could have.
See if I got the picture here. Oh, speaking of football, you know, I try to stay off the Twitter. And I try not to make
coming to your senses.
Well, and I try not to make comments. You know, it's just not worth it. It's just it's just. I find if I ignore my Twitter, I sleep way better at night. And if Lord be, you know, I check it before I go to bed and see somebody say something, which doesn't matter if it's just a slightly negative thing and it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's just you're just like
it'll eat you a little bit.
It gets to you.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I saw this a few days ago, and I had to comment.
What?
I had to comment on this.
What is this?
This is Shannon Burke, and he's flashing the Bubba rings that he has.
Hang on. What? Okay, so
those are the rings, you know, like he gives out every year.
Jesus, did he get burnt in a fire?
He's just got pink hands, man. He's got some pink ass hands.
Okay.
But so I mean, this is like the classic Tom Brady shot, right?
Oh, with Brady with the rings, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So I comment, I say, it's Tom Brady with Down syndrome. Which I thought was I was like, I thought that's a good line. That's a good line.
Yeah, you got to let that one fly.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
And so I just replied to Shannon that way, but he probably got me shadow banned, so I didn't get enough likes. So I went ahead and posted on my own, which I would never do. You know, just post a reply. I was like, "This is too good a line. It's too good a line."
That is a great line.
And he replies back. He's like, "What do you got? Hurtphilioma?" And I was like, "No, just making a funny comment." Just making that's a funny comment, man.
Okay, I would imagine Shannon Burke has a pretty good sense of humor.
I would too.
I would think that even he
would
have to appreciate that.
I mean,
what is all over? All right, let me go through these tattoos if you don't mind. Forget the rings. What do we got going on?
We got a lot going on.
All right, on the one hand, he's got what is that? Is just a star? And then
where?
On the
star.
Is that a star up? That's just a star
on the hand. Yeah, I was looking at the fingers.
And then the fingers.
Star. It's got some letters. Oh, it says Texas. See, it's a Lone Star State, buddy. Texas.
Oh, you got to get that touched up, dog. That's faded. Okay, so
I don't know what this is. It looks like somebody finger painted. Maybe is it a bar and that's a stamp? That orange stamp.
That's original Bob Ross tattoo. Hold on, wait. Let's start from the other hand, not the.
Okay, yes. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, the pinky finger on the other hand. What is that? What is that? Omega?
Oh, okay. I was like, it's a horseshoe.
I'm thinking.
I think it's Omega. I think it's Omega.
What exactly is
Omega? Is the end.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I guess it's because it's the pinky finger. It's the end of the hand. It's the end. All right.
Nah, it's very clever.
And then let's go to
I don't know what this is.
I can't tell either.
It's like I don't know, an R or an A?
I don't know.
I have to skip
Maybe
that
it's
one.
a logo for Florida Man Radio.
Maybe.
Okay, so then what do we got?
Then we got a skull.
Okay, standard
skull.
Skull on your ring finger. Okay.
And you got a B, a big B.
Is that for?
So imagine that. I bet that if you knew what this what this finger said, it would make sense.
Okay.
It'd be the A, the something, and the B, and the.
So that's a letter too. All right, I got you.
Maybe. And then you got this. Is that the all-seeing eye?
Yeah, maybe that third eye. Yeah. And then the state of Texas on his
Texas.
On your nose picking finger.
And what does this say? On air. On air.
Oh, on air. Okay.
Air. You got a pit bull there.
All right.
I don't know what that is.
That's a microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's a microphone, and then headphones on the other. That's a lot of.
It's a lot of stuff.
Man, that's a lot of action.
So I bet this all spells out something. See, because there's a letter. There's a letter there. There's a letter there.
These are all Burke prison tats.
That's it.
I'm kidding with you, Shannon. I don't even know what's going on.
And and it wasn't even really that much of a dig at Shannon. It's like anybody in the world could have had this pose with those rings.
Your line would have been the same.
It was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Tom Brady with Down syndrome.
He was the unwitting victim of a strong Mike line.
He made the mistake of posting this online like it was cool. You know,
So
I mean,
he
come
responded back, do you have hurt
on.
philioma?
Yeah, and I was, you know, I was nice.
And
I,
then did you clap back from there?
No,
Has
I
it become a
didn't. No,
Twitter war?
No, I'm not going to say nothing else.
Okay.
All I said was just a funny comment. I wanted to say hurt philioma is like from the 90s, buddy. You know, that's the lamest comeback you could ever say to somebody is you got hurt philioma. It's like you never see anybody cool say you got hurt philioma. Oh,
But you didn't say that. You
no,
just,
I don't. No, it's totally cool. I'm totally cool. Because I wasn't ribbing Shannon. I was just like, man, you just served it up on a platter, and there's no way I cannot respond to this.
I would be sad to hear if Shannon didn't take that line in the way it was intended of just a funny line.
No.
It's a good line.
Just a fun. He's just playing the game.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, because he's got to work with Bubba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, I don't know. I mean,
It's a dirty game to play.
Florida Man Radio. I don't know. I think
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio. Say it right.
How am I supposed to say it?
Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio.
There you go.
There you go. Florida Man Radio.
No. Florida Man Radio.
Man.
There it is.
Florida Man Radio.
There it is.
It's just an embarrassing concept, kind of, isn't it? Men gonna listen. I don't listen to Man Radio. I don't listen to nothing but Man Radio. It's like, come on, grow up.
I looked at our podcast available for download on Spotify, TuneIn, blah blah, all that good stuff. Do you know what our listenership comprises of male female split?
90% male.
100% male. 100% male.
Yep.
And 80, I think it was like 80% of them are between the ages of like 35 to 54 or something like that. You know, right in I'm okay with that. But 100% male.
I think that's somewhat of a byproduct of people who like the old shows where we probably get,
Right, sure.
That's the world that we're probably broadcasting to, and they were all, it was mostly dudes back then.
Yeah, for sure. Although I don't think what we're doing now is particular, not female friendly.
I think we're totally female friendly. They just don't know it.
100% of the listeners are men. I don't know about on Twitch. You probably have some folks or some females.
Probably not tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Nope. No chicks.
See, 100. We are Florida. We are Man Radio. We're the epitome of Man Radio.
We got the stats to prove it. I mean, we could literally go and say we have a promise. Not one chick listens to this shit. It's total dudes. It's a sausage, the world's biggest sausage fest.
I mean, nobody even identifies themselves as a female that listens to us on Spotify.
Yeah, all dudes all the time.
Just a bunch of dudes. Oh, it's just a dude ranch.
I don't feel like it's dude talk.
I don't think so either.
Just talk, just good talk, good hang. We're just two guys hanging.
Unless,
I mean, when Donna came in here the other day, she just hang right with us.
She's the only female listener we have.
She is.
That's it.
Dude talk. We're going to change it to dude talk. See?
Might as well.
Let's change it to might as well.
Might as well.
You probably get more women listening to that. Oh, let me see what this dude talk's all about.
What are these dudes up to?
Oh, a private little dude meeting. What are you talking about?
Who, this dude? Jake? Who's Jake? One of those State Farm things. Anyways.
See, they always say Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
Got the raw deal. Because he was immediately replaced, when they came out with the new Jake, which features Jake and Patrick Mahomes, which is world famous. And
sure.
Jake from State Farm, you see him sitting front row at the Lakers games and shit. While the original Jake from State Farm, he gets an $80 mailbox check a month.
Yeah,
and that's it.
He got American Idol the first season with Dunkelman.
Oh my God!
It was Seacrest and Dunkelman.
I remember that.
Yeah,
and the
original Jake got Dunkelman.
I wonder what happened to that guy.
Nothing. I mean, zero. Like he really, honestly, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's his biggest regret. I think he held out for more money or something like that.
Are you shitting me? I thought they were just like this Dunkelman guy because he was lame. He was pretty lame.
I could be incorrect.
Is whose name was something like? Is it Dunkelman?
It was Brian Dunkelman.
Brian Dunkelman.
And if I remember it correctly, he had sort of held out for more money, and they were like, "Nope." And that was it. And then they just moved on.
We got Seacrest.
Yeah, like what more do you need? We have the host with the most. And then that was it for Dunkelman.
What do you the IMB or what do they call that?
IMDb?
I don't know that. I want to see Brian. Here it is. What happened to Brian Dunkelman?
Oh no. It's never good when you have a what happened to.
Oh. 21 years ago, Brian Dunkelman co-hosted his first season and only season of American Idol.
No.
He quit. He quit after the inaugural season ended, unaware that Idol would be one of the biggest singing competitions for years to come. For 21 years. Talk about a cake gig.
Dude.
A cake gig.
Getting Dunkelman is like the worst thing you can do.
Man.
Did you ever see the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson?
I've seen bits and
like
pieces of it. It's a bowling deal.
And there's a bowler in there named Woody Harrelson's character is Munson, and he's notorious for fumbling, right? Like he just can't, and he gets Munson. So that's the term. It's like you got Munson in the middle of nowhere. Dunkelman is like the equivalent of Munson.
You got Dunkelman. You Dunkelman yourself, though. That's what it is. It's when you Dunkelman yourself.
I would have just been happy to be, like, sometimes you just got to be happy to be there. You know what I mean? And just go, ooh, I'm going to ride this gig for all it's worth. I mean, we know that very well. But, this guy quitting after one season or holding out for more money or whatever the situation was, it was the wrong call.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure why he... He wasn't really interested in hosting gigs at the time, but he auditioned because someone from Fox wanted him to.
That's a green light, dude.
Dunkelman's lack of interest in the Idol gig was only one factor in his decision to quit. He revealed on Oprah, "Where are they now?"
Oh no,
you don't want to be on Oprah.
No, what happened to and where are they now?
That he wanted to quit from the start because he felt uncomfortable with the audition process for contestants.
Yeah, the whole thing was uncomfortable, but that's what made it what it is.
Why, So Oh, he says another reason for Dunkelman's departure was likely his relationship with Seacrest. The two appeared friendly.
Power struggle.
Yeah, they appeared friendly and shared lighthearted banter on camera, but their off-screen relationship was apparently very different. Dunkelman has...
We know this all very well, too.
What?
Sometimes you write it out.
You got to write it out. Dunkelman said that he didn't get along with Seacrest. He even once revealed... on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast that he almost physically fought Seacrest over a disagreement about their onstage banter.
Dude.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Dunkelman.
No offense, Dunkelman, but you got to trust in Seacrest. Just let that guy take the ball, let him run with it. You just be there to support it and move on.
I mean, that's a cake gig. I mean, like, literally, how
I would be so stoked if I got that gig. I would be like, I would tell everybody, like, you won't believe what I'm doing, and I'm getting paid for it. You won't believe this.
And so it's an hour long, right? It's an hour long. Idol's an hour long. I mean, every once in a while they'll have a 2-hour, thing.
Yeah.
It's an hour long. So most of it is singing and judges, and you just waltz in like 5 times an episode and go, hey, it's a Mary from, let's hear about Mary's story, and throw it to the video. It's the cakest gig of all.
It is cake. However, if you remember in the first couple seasons, they really leaned on making fun of people and doing like those pre-interviews. So there was a little bit more probably work on those hosts' part of like trying to make fun of that person without them knowing that they're making fun of them kind of thing. While this fat hilljack with a banjo thinks he's going to make it through kind of thing. So there probably was a little bit more in there, but not enough to go, this gig sucks, right?
He's a man of character, and he couldn't stand those people.
Speaking of men, we have 100% male listeners, and we're talking about
100%.
American Idol right now and Dunkelman, because that's what men want.
Because that's what men want to hear. I have to remember that. And when you do a break like this and go, what are we doing, man? Talking about Brian Dunkelman and then but wait, that's what men want to hear.
The stats don't lie. 100% of men want to hear this.
You gotta jump on that. It's a marketing tool.
Maybe we just get Dunkelman in here to sit in the third chair of Dunkelman.
And hopefully he'll quit. And then that's a good sign. Dunkelman quit. It's gonna be
I quit the hang. Matt and my off mic banter just didn't fit my character.
I almost came to blows.
Could you
I almost
imagine
come
that?
to blows with Ryan Seacrest
Over American Idol.
over banter.
The whole thing is, it seems ridiculous.
Seacrest was probably
Critiquing
his banter.
Yeah, he was probably wanting to be professional, make a gig out of it, get paid.
He's probably coming to say that's a little too edgy,
Settle it down,
and the guy's
Dunkelman.
like, yeah, I'm Brian Dunkelman. I'm a comedian. Yeah.
Making some of those like double entendre jokes on camera, and Seacrest is like, whoa, slow it down, buddy.
Not cool.
This
Not
isn't
cool,
this isn't
Brian.
Let's Talk Pussy, okay?
And Brian.
Don't tell me what to do, Brian.
Brian, I'd forgotten about that. I always thought he was terrible. I mean, because I didn't really watch. I don't watch Idol. It's like occasionally it'll be on. Like I'll be on the couch and it'll be a time where there's nothing on. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch 10 minutes of American Idol. I'll hit it and get it. Like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
Same thing. But I was never really a huge Idol fan. But the first season was a lot of hype. I was like, what is this? And I was like, this guy is terrible.
Yeah.
This Dunkelman guy sucks.
It was two takeaways. It was Dunkelman sucked, and the second was this Simon guy's just being an asshole to be an asshole. And now you look at Simon Cowell down the road. Now he's got to do this softer approach because society has changed. Like he can't get away with some of that.
It's dreadful.
It's so bad, and he's got that terrible plastic surgery. Did you see his plastic surgery? Now, again, I know 100% of men want to hear this. Simon Cowell's plastic surgery. Did you see it at all? For real?
No.
Okay. Can you, by chance, if you have, just type in Simon Cowell botched plastic surgery, however you want to put it. Now, it's been a couple years, I think, since he had it done, but if you're Simon Cowell and your whole gig is to make fun of people and you do this shit to yourself,
oh wait,
you can't make fun of anybody anymore.
It?
Yes.
That looks like a Botox deal.
He looks like he got his face eaten off by Hannibal Lecter and they put it back on with some terrible plastic surgery.
I see, and it's like, you're Simon Cowell, you're a multi-millionaire. You look pretty good.
Yeah.
You're not an unattractive man. You look
handsome
pretty
gent.
Then you look at you turn into that.
I want my face pulled
my God.
way back. And I want the maximum amount of Botox you can put and the maximum amount of lip filler. And then I want my beard to look terrible. And then I'm going to get on camera and make fun of other people because they're not good. You look like a piece of shit right now.
He does.
He looks terrible.
He looks like someone who was in a construction accident and his skull was caved in and they had to reconstruct half of his head.
He looks like the lady that got her face eaten by the monkey.
I mean, he does. What was her name? Oh, it was almost that. That's who he looks like. He looks like the lady who got her face eaten off.
Yeah, and then she showed up on camera and she's like, I had a monkey as a pet. That's what he looked like.
He went to the plastic surgeon and he said, could you please make me look like a monkey has eaten my face off? And then you reconstructed it.
Make me unattractive so then I can judge other people on their talents and skills and looks.
So this isn't what he looks like now, right? Did they fix it?
So what happened over time is it just kind of goes away, right? Your Botox isn't going to last forever. Your filler's not going to. So he may have gotten it corrected a bit. Yeah. I don't know. But he doesn't look as bad now. But knowing that he did that, to me, took away all his dickhead credibility. It showed that he's it kind of...
He's insecure and vain. And
yeah. he kind of showed off a little bit of a side of it, like a pussy side.
I mean, because then Simon Cowell's gonna razz somebody, and all they got to do is shoot back with that picture and say, "Remember when you looked like this?
Right.
And you did it on purpose."
And then you know what he's gonna say? What do you have, hurtphilioma?
Hurtphilioma. I'm just like, this is 1998?
Now, for y'all men listening out there, what do you think about Simon Cowell's Botox and filler?
I had no idea. Dude radio.
We talk about Botox. Filler.
Mike Waters, Matt Lord, Spice and Manson, Dude radio.
I really can't believe you didn't know that about Simon. I thought for sure you
No, I'd never seen that picture. I wish I had. That blows my mind.
That's material for days. But you're right. It really is the ultimate clapback if he's going to rip on you, and then you just got to go, really, dude?
just bring out that picture.
Yeah, here's your picture. Here you go.
I mean, now that, what is it? Oh, AGT is what Simon's on now. And
That's right.
I've occasionally watched episodes. It sucks. It's so bad. And the judges, I can't take these shows anymore. So now it's like it's the fantasy league this season. I've seen the fantasy.
I'm guilty of seeing it. I know what you mean.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I've seen the promos.
Yeah, me either.
Because
not this dude.
during football games
Never watched it. Football's
on Fox, they played the promos. That's how I've seen it.
In between me taking shots of whiskey
and smoking Marlboros. It's fantasy league. It's like I could give a shit about Howie Mandel and Simon Cowell and Heidi Klum and Mel B and their stupid ass competition.
What about Sofia Vergara?
Was she there too? I can't remember.
She's on one of them.
It's all fake. The whole show is fake. Everything about it is fake. No, what really started, I used to watch it occasionally. What really turned me off was they started having these magicians. Yeah. And these magicians will do this elaborate shit. And then the payoff will be, like, all right, now seat number 45, look under your chair, and it'll be, and that's what, oh my God. It's like, that he could have hid that under the chair 8 hours ago, and the whole thing it could have been edited. It's not even remotely a trick at all. There's no sleight of hand or nothing. It's all and where is it? It's, oh my God, it's under my chair.
I still love magic. I can't explain it.
It's not even magic though.
You're right.
That's like
the sleight of hand is
it's some kind. There's got to be some kind of illusion, not just check under seat 46C where I planted it 18 hours ago.
You know which one I like? The Voice, which is like produced like 0 stars ever. Out of all the winners, they have like
I couldn't
for the life of me name one winner of The Voice, but I just like the fact that the noise the chair makes when it turns, like they press that thing, it goes. Like cool there's some sort of like cryo vacuum that they're coming out of, and the chair just mysterious like. It's very like Star Trekky. It's like you're just in a chair, man. Just turn the chair around. Why do you gotta?
I'm trying to think of
big production about it.
There was I did a bit about it. There was a show years ago. We were back at 98 Rock on Gandy, and it was where the contestants and they would have like things. I can't remember the name of it, but
and the lady had she was a host.
No, not her, not her.
Okay,
what the hell was that one? The weakest link.
You are the weakest link.
No, it's like you're in a little pod, and like you're supposed to be answering questions. There's water jets in your face, and they now you're getting tickled with a feather, I trying to remember the name of that show because I did it. I don't know what that was. I can just still remember you reading your lines. You're like going, these water jets are pretty cold.
You're right. Yeah,
I'll have to dig that one up.
Oh, I can't remember the name of that show for the life of me. I like the what is it? The wall.
The floor?
No,
the wall. The wall's the boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, just a big plinko game. Like
that ain't rigged.
I don't know.
It's like what weight ball you need to go into 16. Here's the 16 one.
It is funny because sometimes you see that, but they'll drop it down on one end, and all of a sudden it mysteriously travels all the way over to the other one. It's like, well, how did that? And then the next person drops it down, and it's like 2 columns over. I don't know how that works. I guess I have to make myself a Plinko board or something and test it out. But
The wall.
I like that one just because I don't, I like my game shows and stuff I don't have to think too much about.
You probably love Deal or No Deal.
Which suitcase? That one.
That was it. Which suitcase? It was all and models opening suitcases.
Then the banker.
That
Bring.
banker.
The shadowy figure in the background.
I loathed. What's the name of it again?
Which one?
Make a deal.
Let's Make a Deal.
No, the one we were just talking about.
Oh,
Howie Mandel.
he's been on like 5.
No, the one we just the banker.
The banker. What was
Oh,
that
you can't
called?
we were talking Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No
Is that
Deal.
Deal or
Yeah,
No Deal.
yeah.
I hated that. And that stupid banker shit. That was throwing shit at the TV during that thing.
Wasn't Megan
Stupid banker.
real riled up because we're men?
Man, wow.
I was getting real fired up.
Watch
at that
game show.
Deal or No Deal. I was like, you take that deal.
Just watching the models.
Wasn't the model? One of them was Meghan Markle.
Was it? That
Yeah.
her claim to fame. She was that were
One of she was also in that TV show Suits, which I have been watching recently, and
Is she
I
any
actually
good?
like it. She's not bad, it's whatever. But the show itself is pretty good. But the fact that she was this chick who opened a briefcase on a show, and then went from that to like princess in a matter of a couple years is such a dramatic rise.
It's a meteoric rise.
And you got a picture like her friends, they probably snubbed her or whatever, and then they're like, oh shit, she's
man.
princess now? We shouldn't have.
I'd like to be in that posse.
Yeah. Being the princess posse? You kidding me?
I mean, aren't they just flaming out in everything they try?
They
their-
flamed out of the podcast.
The podcast totally. And how hard? I mean, you're gifted an audience of probably millions.
Yes.
Just you crack the mic.
And a paycheck of millions. Like they paid a lot of money for that.
Multi-millions, and you crack the mic, and you don't have to work for one listener.
So,
How do you fail at that? How boring do you have to be to fail at that?
yeah, because from what I gather, in the beginning, they just literally didn't do anything. Like they got paid, and then they just didn't produce any content.
I really didn't.
Meanwhile, you and I connected today of like, hey, we hang tonight? It's like, yeah, see you at 6. All right, here we are. We're an hour in, and everything.
And we're putting on a show way better than
Everything's going swimmingly.
than Harry.
And
Way better.
And they can't they can't do any of it?
They were too good to even do it.
They may have done some episode. I'm going to have to check my Spotify and see. I'd like to listen to an episode.
We should analyze that one time.
See what's going on
See
with
what
that.
it is. I mean, because he's the prince. He's a whatever. He's a prince. And that's there's a
The
lot
breadwinner?
but there's a lot of stuff you could. It's a lot of material. People are interested. I'm not, but America's obsessed with royalty.
Sure.
So he's got a ton, I think, of stories. Didn't he fly a helicopter too?
This one time when I was getting served by my butler, you won't believe what he said to me.
Maybe there's not that many stories.
And then there was this other time where we had slaves in the house, and by golly, they would not shine my shoes. Tee.
Yeah, maybe
No.
there was a problem.
He actually did serve. I
Yeah,
watched.
I swear he was a helicopter
He was
pilot.
he was in the suck, dude. He was on it. That's legit. So in that, I give him a lot of respect for. But the fact that you couldn't come up with an hour of content for your multi-million-dollar deal is a little.
And
rough.
she's she was on Deal or No Deal. She's an actress. She's married to the. You think she'd have some material too?
There's a total casting couch story there, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's-
Talk about Weinstein. I'm sure there's something there.
That just goes to show. You got to have the it factor. You can't just waltz in here and do a podcast and make it entertaining. You have to have the it factor. Like myself and Matt.
Hey. Yeah. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe. It helps us with the algorithm.
That's right.
All that kind of good stuff.
Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere.
Speaking of everywhere, can I tell you who's everywhere that I'm starting to get a little sick of? Ric Flair.
Guy's trying to make a living, buddy.
I
guess
know.
he is everywhere. He's everywhere.
One of my observations is, he lives here now. He lives in the Tampa
Yeah.
area. He lives down in channel side and all that stuff. And it's no secret because you'll see the guy everywhere, right?
You can't mistake him.
He's there.
He's there.
But that guy, when he moved here, it's like he moved here and was like, hey, Hogan, this is my city now. I'm going to be anywhere, everywhere, and you're not going to be able to, nobody's going to think of this as a Hulk Hogan territory anymore. Because now, Ric Flair's on the big screen at the Bucks games. Ric Flair's at all the Lightning games making appearances. Ric Flair's at 9 bars a night in South Tampa. Ric Flair is everywhere.
And then he's got the woo.
And
he's, that's a bigger draw. Like Hogan, people are used to him around here. There's Hogan, and he's just going to be real subdued, and and Ric Flair's going to. I mean, you could probably pay $50 to Ric Flair, and he'll take a bump at your establishment.
Yeah, he'll cut himself with a razor.
He's still taking bumps. I've seen him, and it's like, how old is he? He's in his 70s. He's taking bumps. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. What do you think? How old do you think he is?
I'd say 73.
I was going to say 72, but he looks 95. He's 74.
74.
He still looks...
That's old to be taking bumps, though.
Yeah.
And you imagine how beat up that body is?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, he's a nice enough guy, but, man, enough.
You know what?
He did come in here and steamroll this town.
I'm thinking that, that he's just hustling. Because I bet he didn't make, he wasn't no Hulk Hogan. And he was probably popular. His heyday was a little before that kind of money where The Rock and Hogan.
Right.
So maybe and then he probably was.
I think he went through some divorces.
And I bet he went through some money, a lot of money. Yeah. And now he's $50 a woo.
Assigns Will Woo for $50.
Oh. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Oh.
Forget about Trace Hogan. It's going to be Trace Flair.
That's it. Trace Flair, Will Woo for $50.
Oh, my God.
You might have to drop it to 20.
Yeah. Will Woo for a shot of gin.
If Ric Flair was by the side of the road and had a $50 Will Woo, I mean...
Tempted. Very tempted to do that.
He's making $500 a day easy.
Oh, easy.
Working a few hours, maybe 1,000. Because everybody's, I mean, they clog up the interstate as he's on the exit ramp. There's people lined up to pay $50 to get a picture and a selfie and a woo.
It's true. Yeah, dude. He'd make a killing off the woo.
For like 3 days and then never again.
It dies down eventually.
It dies down a little bit.
On to the next city. He's going to have to move to Orlando next, steamroll that town. Work the circuit.
He's a good worker. I saw him take a bump the other day on Twitter, and I'm like, man, that looked painful, buddy. Stop it.
Yeah, dude, I'm 44, and I don't want anything to do with falling down or hurt myself. My neck hurts. That guy's 74, and he's
taking bumps.
Guy
punched him right in the face.
God bless him. Some people can take a punch. I don't want to take a punch.
That's a thing. It's like anything else. Like some people, they just have way stronger voices than other people. Mm-hmm. And some people can just take a punch to the face, and it doesn't even bother them.
You're right.
You got like big, thick bones or something. I don't know.
my burner account on Twitter, because that's what I look at everything through, right?
Yeah.
My algorithm now has a lot of fighting videos because I watched a few of those.
Yeah.
Man, dude, there's nothing like watching those fight videos and seeing people take a punch. And it's same with you. I sit there and I go, how? Like, that's gotta hurt. Like, they just gonna sit there and just.
It's gotta hurt
just wear it
like hell. It's gotta hurt like hell.
And then there's the ones where the girls punch the guys, like repeatedly, and the guys sit there and take it because they're not allowed to punch them back, kind of thing. And I'm going, I would not that. If a girl punched me, I'm not going to try to hit her back or anything, but I'm at least going to try to step out of the situation. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm going to take a couple steps back because I'm getting punched right now. I'm going to try to remove myself out of it. These guys just hang in the pocket and let these chicks tee off on their face for no reason.
I think it's for views. Like I saw the one you sent me, and the guy's just sitting there. I mean, they're videoing it and putting it on Twitter. And she's just punching him in the face, and eventually his nose, starts bleeding, and it's like, there's, it's either a fetish, or I mean, you're not as a dude, you're not going, I'm gonna let you beat me up and videotape it and put it on Twitter. I think they got
something else there, huh?
that's probably how they make their money on OnlyFans or something.
There probably is that.
She beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah, there's probably that. There was a whole.
And then she shows her boobs, and everybody's like, yeah, "Here's our money.
Yay,
here's our money.
Take my money. Yay!" I like. There's a new trend going on where these girls would post all these. Oh man, let me see if it was. No, I didn't take a picture.
Kevin JK says $500 a day is chump change for a woo guy.
Woo!
I'm just saying, if you had to live on $500 a day, you certainly could. As Ric Flair.
Oh yeah,
25K a week.
If he's, I mean, yeah, at this point he could go on Cameo and just woo on Cameo. He doesn't have to do it in person.
That's true.
Just woo from home.
I bet. How is he not on Cameo?
He might be.
He might be on Cameo.
Woo remotely.
Just wooing all day. That's all he does is woo. How sick is he? How sick is he of wooing? Or does he love wooing?
I think he
Maybe
loves
he
it.
loves wooing.
I really think he loves it, based on his reaction. Yeah.
I never got tired of saying yes.
Well, yes, for $20.
I'm gonna dress as Ned. I'm gonna sit under an overpass. Say, "Will yes" for $20, and people come up with yes. And I walk away, take the 20, and I just walk away. Yes. They don't even get a thank you,
dude. What did Hogan do? Here's how
he's a hero.
Here's how much Ric Flair steamrolled Hogan in this town. Hogan did something, and I don't even know what it was.
Oh my God, he's a hero.
I'm inundated with Flair everywhere. I don't even know what the latest Hogan thing is. What did he do?
I don't know. All I saw, they said when they went to Ric Flair for his reaction on that, and he said, Hogan was driving home with his new wife, Sky, and Jake something, which I assume would be Jake the Snake, maybe.
Oh, there's no way he was in the car with Jake the Snake.
It was
It
was a guy about his age, and it was Jake something.
It was Jake from State Farm.
It was Jake from State Farm, and the car in front of him flipped, and it was a girl in the car, and so Hogan went up, and he didn't have a knife, so he used a ballpoint pen from Indian Rock's Christian school.
Product placement?
He had to say that. He's getting free tuition or something. And he stabbed the airbag, and they were able to get the girl out, who was unharmed, by the way. So I don't really know how much of a hero he was.
So what did he do?
But he stopped, so good for him, Good for him. He pulled the girl. They pulled the girl out of the car that was upside down.
That's just what you're supposed to do. I mean, anybody I would assume would do that.
Well, maybe you might assume Hogan would be, "Oh, not tonight, brother. I'm going out.
Back's a little sore." So somebody's car, was the car upside down?
Yeah, upside down. So
Okay.
They had to pull her out.
I mean, you'd have to be a real asshole for the car in front of you to flip. It's upside down, and you go, "Not stopping on this one." So, of course, you're going to stop. So he stops. He gets out.
He's like, "This is a great photo op, brother."
Yeah, PR, brother, PR.
Him and Jake the Snake.
My Q rating's going to go through the roof.
Yep.
So he goes up to the car.
And punctures the airbag with an Indian Rock's Christian school pen.
Okay.
Because, he's recently saved and born again.
Sure, for the 20,000th time.
Yeah. Haven't
danced that dance.
You might as well dance it. It works.
Yeah.
It works for a lot of people.
It's got a thing.
Yep.
So then he takes the girl, and does he drag her out of the car, or she gets out voluntarily?
I don't know. All I did, they showed a video, and he gave her the leg drop. And I was like, yes, now I'm a Hogan fan.
That'll be $50, ma'am.
I don't know if they drug her. I don't know. They got her out of the car.
Oh, man, never mind the Hogan. I would rather see Ric Flair do a woo again. That's cool. I guess that's cool. I mean, saving anybody's life is cool.
He didn't save her life. I don't think. The car didn't blow up or anything.
I mean, I'd be happy if somebody say it pulled me out of the car if it was upside down.
I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. I think even you would have to admit, Matt, that if you flipped your car and you're sitting there upside down with an airbag in your face and you turn to the left and you see Hogan and he goes, "You all right, brother?"
If that happened to me and I saw him, I would tell him to fuck. Never mind. No, I would not let him drag me out of the car. I'd be like, you leave me here. I want nothing to do with you again, sir.
He's born again.
You leave me
born
be.
again.
Yeah. But I
if
get
Jesus
your point.
can forgive him, you can too.
Right. Yeah, it would be interesting. I could see it.
But yeah, that's good for him. They stopped and drug her out of the car. I mean, I know he's, nothing happened. She wasn't injured, but that's
I'd be like, you dragged me out of the car involuntarily. I've got scrapes.
Oh my God.
And I'm suing you.
Yeah.
How does it feel, sir?
You're paying for that punctured airbag, Mr. Bolea. Good for Terry.
Yes. Good for him.
Good for Terry. Oh, it's about time.
Is it?
It's about time for a drink.
Let's do it.
About time for a drink.
Too much.
Let me see. What can I play?
Well, while you're looking for something to play,
It's not. I didn't get anything ready. It was a very busy day, man.
I get it.
It's one of those days.
Allow me to pimp our Cluster F on YouTube.
Absolutely.
If you're listening on that, great. If not, go do that. Of course, if you saw on Twitch, and then you can listen to the show on Spotify, TuneIn, Radio, Amazon, Apple Music, all that good stuff. You can search The Hang in there, and I don't know if, like my Alexa, I've tried it with her, and she refused to play our show, so I don't know if it works or not.
Oh, no. Say it ain't so.
But hopefully it does. So if you got Amazon, do that, and give us a follow. Follow Mike on his Twitter.
Spread the word.
Don't follow me on Twitter. I don't look at it. Unless you can. If you can find my burner account, then you can follow it. Other than that, that's about it.
All right, we'll be right back with a fresh cocktail with more of The Hang.
What's up, it's Ned, and it's time for another Neditorial. That's where I spark up, get baked, trip balls, and blow your mind with some deep shit. Here we go. I just read an article on the internet about a woman in Australia who was getting jail time for giving marijuana to her baby through her breast milk. And naturally, my first thought was, breast milk with weed in it? Holy shit! I mean, I was never really into lactation before. But now, when I think of nuzzling my face up to a woman's bare bosom, greedily tonguing her areola and suckling on her nipple until a jackpot of delicious, warm, weed-filled lactation fills my hungry mouth like a delicious, all-natural, marijuana-laced vanilla bean frappuccino. Oh, God! It seems like heaven on earth. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. As I read on, the article stated that another woman in Australia had been jailed a couple years ago when her 3-year-old ate one of her pot brownies and slept for 3 days. Of course, what they don't say is the kid is perfectly fine now. He just took a 3-day nap. If he'd eaten a Xanax or an Oxycontin, that kid would be deader than a fucking doornail. But not weed. Weed has no lethal dose. You hear that? No lethal dose. Give your 3-year-old a shot of whiskey, you better call 911. But a pot brownie, he's just going to take a 3-day nap and wake up feeling well-rested and refreshed. So I say, big deal. The kid slept for 3 days. Come on, admit it. Anyone who is or has been a parent would kill for their toddler to take a 3-day nap. Don't even deny it. Quit lying to yourself. Why, right now you're thinking, a perfectly safe and healthy 3-day nap? I might be able to regain an ounce of my fucking sanity back. You know it's true. Quit denying it. Why, if I started a pot brownie daycare center, I'd have parents lined up around the fucking block. Okay, kids, get your towels. It's nap time. See you in 72 hours. 72 hours of heaven. Because toddlers are like evil, retarded midgets whose sole mission is to drive you insane. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they cry, they scream. They'll put your car keys in the fucking toilet. They'll double their body weight with a dead man's flop that makes them impossible to pick up. They're completely selfish, and they have no morals. And that's why marijuana was put on this planet, to put toddlers in 3-day weed comas, so parents can finally relax and get stoned on the only drug that will never kill you, pot, dope, reefer, Mary Jane, hydro, sticky icky, blueberry yum yum, sinsemilla, God's weed. All right, now somebody who's not baked out of their fucking gourd, do the disclaimer.
This editorial contains obvious hyperbole and does not condone the use of cannabis to sedate your child. The fact that you have to be told this means you should drop your kid off at the nearest fire station.
Ned out!
Ned Show, what's up?
Ned, you old fart, you rock.
Jesus Christ, what a hill rod trailer trash piece of shit you sound like, buddy. You want to step outside?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a real tough guy. Why don't you bring your girlfriend along so she can watch you bring the steam versus an old man?
I'm bringing it.
Yeah, just make sure you bring that girlfriend. She got big old sloppy titties. God.
Hell yeah.
All right, I just got to know these things because about halfway through the fight, she's probably going to be blowing me.
No problem, jerk.
Eat a donkey dick, you fucking yahoo. Spit it out. Get your uncle's dick out of your mouth. Come on.
Ned.
You backward ass tobacco chewing meth head.
Jerk.
All right, well, say hi to your granddaddy. He's tossing my salad right now. You fucking hill jack.
You're listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Floyd.
I don't know how to continue after that.
It's a rib.
It's a good rib. Are you into pickleball, Matt?
No.
No? Good.
So I look at pickleball. Is my headphones messed up? Let me see here.
Something may have happened. Something may have come in. Can you hear it or not?
I can kind of. Am I coming through on both ends on yours?
Yeah, you're fine here. So
Okay.
it's probably...
My headphone thing. Sorry.
It's all right. Your headphones are working.
Da 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 da.
I don't know which one are you.
Yeah.
This one right.
I mean, as long as it's good on your end, I'm cool. I can deal. Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Tell me if that's anything.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
How about this one?
No. It's not that. It's coming through only on one. Oh, there it goes. It just kind of turned. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
It could be. All right. Well,
It's all good.
hang on. Sometimes we get a little gimmick here.
Oh.
Still there?
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's going in and out. It's fine. It's all good.
You can always put on a different pair of headphones, probably.
I didn't even. Okay, this is what makes people brilliant and me not, because I just didn't even think about that.
Oh, I usually don't think about anything, but
So pickleball.
pickleball. I want to know your stance on pickleball.
Well, I'm a tennis player growing up.
Exactly.
Big fan of tennis.
Yeah, I played tennis as a youth as well.
Okay. Pickleball is so annoying to a tennis player, at least the way I see it, because every time I want to go play tennis, the courts are taken up by all these pickleballers. And it'd be fine if they used different separate pickleball courts, fine. But instead, now they're just painting pickleball court lines over the tennis courts,
Yeah.
so the tennis players have no place to play. And furthermore, you can learn to play pickleball and play it in a pretty effective manner within like 30 minutes.
Yes.
That offends me as a tennis player who spent hours and hours on the court trying
Days
to become
and
good.
years. And
Yes. And I got these. They are like, I equate them to like at a skate park right? If you're a really good skateboarder,
Yeah.
and then the rollerbladers come along,
Yeah.
and it's like, what are they doing here? That's how I feel about pickleball. They are the rollerbladers of the tennis.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way because I'm a big pickleball hater.
Okay.
As well, it's because it's. I mean, I've seen like so I'm watching. I'm going through the guide and it says ESPN Pickleball Championship.
Yes.
I'm like, well, this has got to be some serious pickleball. So let me see what's going on here.
I did the same thing. Yes.
With your freaking plastic ball and this is a great game to play in your backyard. If you're 80,
it's ping pong on steroids.
It's ping pong on steroids. It's glorified ping pong, and I'm highly offended that this has become a league and there's people making money at it, and it's a joke. And it's not fun to watch. If you watch it,
it's not fun. It's not funny.
I've watched tennis many times, and if you get a great tennis match, like every stroke, and these athletes are so good now. It's just like every volley. It's just like holy crap. These guys.
It's an art form. It's a sport. Yeah. And
pickleball.
Yeah. And
then every once in a while you go bam and smash it.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, down the line.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's the absolute worst. And I think some of it, these leagues just, well, two things. I think these leagues form because people were just trying to hook up and bang. I think that's part of it. Because you have to play doubles, right? Like it's not a single.
Yeah. It's like...
So I think people were just trying to use it as almost like the athletic version of Tinder.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you got to get a partner. You got to figure something out. So if you do one of these mixed leagues,
it's a bunch of old creeps macking on the.
I think there's part of that, and then secondly,
it
just sucks.
I get it if you're an active person and then you're get to be 70 years old and you couldn't play tennis because it's too much run. Oh, tennis is a lot of running.
Sure,
it's a lot of running. Pickleball, you just stand there.
Yeah.
You and your partner, beep, 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 beep. So I get it, but that's all it should be. It should be a retirement home deal thing. And that's what it started out as. And then it took the world by storm because it's so shitty. It's
probably 30-year-old influencer got on there and decided to play pickleball and made it popular and cool. And then it snowballs from there. And now everybody's taking up the tennis courts with their unathletic abilities.
It sucks.
It does.
I just want to. I know you're a big tennis guy. Did you ever play? Actually, why don't you take your microphone and unplug it and plug it back in because it's your mic. It's not your headphones.
All right. Let's see.
And then
check.
It's still giving. It's giving a strong left channel and a weak. It's got that weak right channel.
Want me to move over to a different one?
You could move over there, and we'll just do a different camera.
Yeah, which one would you like me to move to?
Just move to right there. That's Trace's microphone. That always works good.
Done.
That wire's glitchy sometimes. I got a Sam Ash gift certificate. I need to get a new wire. I just haven't got the Sam Ash lately.
Oh, look, we found ourselves a solution.
There we go.
We're about problem solving.
You sound great.
Sibilance.
Sounds fantastic. Were we done talking about pickleball? Was that where we still? I was talking about tennis. Did you ever play Kevin Hazlett? Like he challenged you or something. Did you ever play Kevin Hazlett?
I never played him, but
never got to.
But I would tell you, he would whoop my ass.
Really?
He was great. Yeah, I've seen him play. I watched him a couple times, and he's amazing. Like he was. I don't know how he is now, but I'm sure he'd still whoop my ass.
Huh.
No, he's legit, like a good player.
I thought you were legit a good player.
Not as good as he was. I didn't past my 20s. I didn't really have the time to play anymore, so it's like sporadic at best. I got myself a ball machine a couple years ago, and that's what I have. Like, I don't even play with it. I take a ball machine out to a court and set it up and, get
a workout.
Get a workout.
Hit some balls.
Yeah. And I don't have to talk to anybody. That's pretty much the deal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the pickleball route.
I swear to God, Mike, if I ever see you play pickleball, don't do it. Don't be that guy.
I played tennis with Trace probably 8 to 10 years ago, and I was like, God, I don't remember there was this much running and this is bull on this hard concrete. I was like, fuck this.
It's so much fun, though.
I used to play it like every week. I'd play tennis.
I always tell people there's 2 places in my life that I've been happy. It sounds bad. But on a tennis court and behind a microphone. They're the only 2 places that I've ever been comfortable. I should say not happy, but comfortable. Literally, that's it. Put me on tennis, I'm comfortable. I might not be great at it. I might not beat you, all that stuff, but I'm comfortable there. Like, same thing here. That's my thing for it.
Yes.
It's
your comfort zone.
Yeah, I'm not under any illusion like I'm going to be a champion or something.
I mean, I just played every sport, but I was always, growing up especially, I was a pretty introverted guy. Mm-hmm. If I had a small circle of friends, I was fine with them, but I was not, none of that. But if you put me on the athletic field, I became, the guy you can't shut up. I'm like, when I was always the manager on my softball team, I was always always in charge.
Were you the rah-rah leader guy, or were you the, hey, get your shit together guy?
I'm a pretty rah-rah guy.
Okay.
I remember one guy, he showed up, it seemed like he had a few drinks before the softball game. It's just softball, it's not fucking a real sport, it's softball. And after he missed a couple grounder.
The pickleball of baseball.
I'm in left field, he's on third base, I'm like, Jesus Christ! Just catch the fucking ball. And he walked off the field.
He's out there just having a little fun.
No, you gotta, come on. I'm very competitive. I'm not as much as I used to be. I used to be super competitive.
You did. I think over time,
it goes away.
Because you just kind of look at it and you go, what are we doing here? Like, what's the point? Like, why are we getting so crazy about this?
I mean, I'm super competitive, but if we did something and we challenged each other to something right now, and you beat me, I'd be like, God damn it, and that'd be it. I would be over it completely.
Yeah.
Like before, it would kind of
it would stick with you.
Stick with me. It doesn't stick with me at all now. I don't care. Like watch a game, I'm really rooting for a team, and they lose. I'm like, God damn it, and then I'm like, oh, let's move on. It's just a fucking game.
There's certain sports like football, like more or less, unless you play, college ball, high school is pretty much the end of the road for any football player. Right? I mean, unless
pretty much.
They're finding a good league to play football, and finding that many people, all that stuff. It's a big to-do.
It's a big to-do.
Right? Like, that's what I loved about tennis is the fact that I just have to find one other person.
That's it.
Right? And just let them be decent, But football, like, once that last high school game ends for you, unless you're going to college or plan on going to the pro, even if you're at the pro level and you're retired and out of the game by 28, it's like, well, I can't really play football ever again. Like, that's Ever again.
You're Jimmy Connors. You're 70. You can still be playing tennis.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I had one friend who played tennis. He was a good friend, and we played for years, and into my 20s and maybe early 30s before we gave it up. But that's all you need is one guy, because and you're lucky to find one guy that plays tennis.
It's true. Yeah, few and far between,
and be the same skill level to where you're like, having a competitive match.
I would never want to. There would be these poster boards and things you could put your name and number up on. They're like, hey, if you're looking for a player, like community boards.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to do that because I didn't want anybody knowing who I was or something. Like, I just wanted to be
like after you're in radio?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just didn't want anything to do with. So it was difficult.
People have been clamoring to play with Spice.
Well, it happened a couple times, and that was the part that I was like, I can't play with this person ever again. Like, it sets a different tone.
Yeah.
Right. So that was crappy. And then I go into like a Sam Ash or a Guitar Center, places like that, these music stores. I don't know how they work now, but back in the day, they used to have all those boards where you could, hey, our band's looking for a bass player.
Oh, yeah. They're still there.
They're still there?
Oh, yeah.
I think about that, right? In tennis, all I got to do is find one guy who's decent to play with. If I'm forming a band, I've got to find all these members, trust that they're good, trust that they're going to show up on time, all the different crap. It's way worse than it would be even trying to find a football league, right? Finding a band.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, I've been a part, because I was always always wanted to be a lead singer of a band. So I was in 3 or 4 bands, and your garage, and then you're playing at some guy's party, and you never make it. But I did that deal, and then the bass player quit.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, the drummer quit. He got arrested. It's always that.
And now you got to find a new bass player who you all have to sort of like and get along with.
Who's not a total asshole.
Yeah, have chemistry, have all of that stuff that goes into making. That's why when these bands break up, and I think we've touched on it previously, but when these bands break up, like, of course, like. Yeah, do you know all the crap Motley Crue's been through together over the past 35 years or whatever it is? Like, of course they're going to break up. They're different people now. Like, the stuff it takes for it all to stick together for as long as...
It's like a marriage.
Yeah.
With dudes.
And Coke.
And Coke. Well, exactly. And Vince Neil, can you imagine, you're just trying to... You're Motley Crue, and you're trying to squeeze out some extra dollars in your later years, and Vince Neil shows up, and he's just obliterated drunk. Just can't even, he can't even sing the word. Yeah, fat and drunk, and you're like
making the rest of you all look terrible.
And you're just like, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck. And then there's the other end of it where some of the guys maybe need some money, but the other guys don't. And so they're like, hey, man, you ready to hit the road again? And the other guys are like, no, pretty much done with the road. Well, what are we going to do, bro? I got to go solo. And it's like, you don't want to do that. You don't play a venue, to a 12th of the size. There's all those different things.
Thank God I got out of the music industry.
You would have been huge in Emerald City.
Emerald City. Oh, see,
how good was the band, though?
I'm a good, decent band, and it's just like they just no motivation, to learn new shit or anything. It's like that's why they're guys who are making $220 a week in a band.
The band that always cracks me up from the Tampa area or Port Richey area or Newport, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah,
is Savatage.
Savatage,
and I don't know a ton about them. But I know that the band Savatage has something to do with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
It has a lot to do with it.
Right, a lot to do with it. Yeah, I said that incorrectly.
No, I think they
made it.
They became Trans-Siberian, or I don't know about the singer. But the guitarist, they became Trans-Siberian Orchestra because the guy who produced Savatage or something was some genius, or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the backstory, but I know when I read a little bit about it, like this band Savatage was big around here in what was it, the late 80s?
Yeah, I would think so. Late 80s.
Was it straight hair?
No.
Rock? What was it?
Oh, let me see if I got you.
Was it like metal?
Right here. It was super. It was like theatrical metal.
Oof.
I mean, they were, but they were.
They had a following.
I'm gonna find. Let me see if I got it right here. One of these is. Oh, here. See, very dramatic. Very dramatic.
A lot of smoke and fog on stage. A lot of can lights.
And the guy. He's like, yeah.
It's like a poor man's Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden on steroids.
Okay.
Let me forward it a little. Get some of this guy's voice. Come on. I mean, it's heavy, very theatrical, dramatic. The Hall of the Mountain Kings.
That is great.
They sing about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
On his throne, he does rule.
Well, I'd heard the guy from Savatage, one of them, like he does like AC repair or something like that for 10 months out of the year. And then the 2 months out of the year, he tours on in Trans-Siberian Orchestra and does his thing.
How does he not make bank on that thing? That's huge.
I mean,
they travel the world in that.
This was years ago I heard this, but also
there's like
multiples.
Yeah,
right?
now they have like 3 or 4 Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They go around do the same show all over because they're just making that money.
God bless them. I know when
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I saw it a couple years ago, and this is the whole Sabotage connection because they're in between songs, and I would just hear this. People yell out randomly. They would just go "Sabotage," and I'm looking around like, what is going on here? And I started to make the connection, and then I read about it, and this is years back. But
an interesting transition from. They never really made there's like a niche,
right?
Sabotage, like whatever theatrical heavy metal. They had a following, but. Then they stumbled on that Trans-Siberian Orchestra stuff and just made bank.
Yeah, you got to lean into that because that is really a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you're touring a few weeks out of the year. Like you said, you'd think they'd be killing it. Again, I don't know if the guy does AC repair or not.
I don't know. Well, maybe that could have been at the beginning because now it's such a big thing.
Yeah.
It's such a big thing.
This castle of stone, the mountain king roams all alone in here, but he's not the only one.
Very dramatic. It's very dramatic stuff.
I would have walked out of that show, I think.
I like Sabotage. I kind of like it.
I'll crank it up.
See, I've seen this video before. I don't really understand it. Do you understand what's going on?
So the best I can tell in this video, the Pope, what's this guy's name?
Francis.
Francis. Is that what it is?
Francis.
Pope Francis.
Francis. That's a good still right there. That's still right there.
Very. Yeah, it seems about that tracks.
Yeah, Oh, yeah, that's precious. Oh, yeah.
I think what they're trying to do is it's like the highest honor for them to kiss the ring. So if you get to meet the Pope and kiss his ring, that's like the ultimate. And so this video, I saw him going, why is this guy being such a dick?
Yeah, it seems like he's being a dick.
He keeps on, these people keep trying to kiss his ring, and he just keeps moving his hand. It's like you're playing that slap game where you turn your hand and try to hit that person's. But you'll see. You've seen it, so you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, he really doesn't want some of these people to kiss his ring. No. No. No.
I mean, nonstop.
So it's like that's all he ever gets is like people trying to kiss his ring. It's like that's the prize that everybody wants, and he has to just constantly go, no, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry gets to kiss the ring. Is that the deal?
I don't know if that's the deal or not, but if you're the Pope, that is your deal. You let people get that's your job,
everybody
dude.
got to slobber on your ring, man.
Yes,
can't be special.
They take your finger slow into their mouth. Give me that ring.
Does he let anybody kiss his ring in this group?
So I don't know if this is the same video, but there was one I saw where he let one lady kiss his ring.
Yeah, we know what happened. Was going on there.
Which was the weirdest thing because what made her so special? Where he didn't pull away, he didn't do anything. She gave it like a nice, strong, firm kiss. But everybody else, he's playing like cutesy games. It's weird.
Nope. No. That guy was aggressive. Look, oh, she got to suck his dick.
Yeah, she's ready to go down.
Oh.
But like, think about if you finally get to meet the Pope.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an ambition for a lot of these people for their entire lives. This is what, I mean, if you're a Catholic, that's like the big to do, right? And then you finally get your opportunity. And that dude just goes, Like, it's not even, he's even doing that thing where it's not nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's not nice to meet you. I don't want to be here. You're not going to kiss my ring. Go away.
I think that's how it is everywhere he goes. People are trying to fucking kiss his ring.
That's the gig. Again, if you don't want your ring kissed, don't become Pope.
You may have a point. You may have a point.
I mean,
you should be happy for people to kiss your ring.
That's what I'm thinking. Where you if you could be like Shannon Burke and have just a bunch of rings.
You could serve 8
at a time.
At a time. See, 8 at a time. Couple more turn downs. No.
Be weird if there was like just like a 7-year-old boy rolls up and he's like, kiss it. Yep.
Yeah.
You can kiss the ring.
He's got another ring you can kiss too, Junior. So that's the deal, man. People dying to kiss the Pope's ring.
I guess that's the deal. I was born and raised Catholic. I mean, I say that loosely. I don't really know what's going on.
It's just like any other religion. It's a big scam. It seems to be a bigger scam than most. It seems like, I mean, the whole rigmarole, and the Pope Ratzenberger. Remember that guy?
I do.
And he was in charge of.
He was an odd-looking fellow, wasn't he?
He was like he was an evil-looking fellow.
Yeah, he looked like a villain.
Yeah. And he was in charge of the transferring priests and covering up the whole scandal. And he did such a good job. They made him Pope. It was like, I mean, that was literally
bravo,
sir. That was his job, was to to manage the. Yeah, I mean, how it's like. He managed the Catholic sex abuse scandal. Why is there even a Catholic sex abuse? You're supposed to be all men of God, but yet you're the child rapingest mother effers in the business.
He managed it so well. He got a promotion.
He was the Nick Saban of.
It's the GOAT. He was the GOAT.
You couldn't beat him.
There was the Catholic Church. I don't know if you've ever been to a Catholic.
No, I was to a Catholic wedding, which was, but other than that, I've never been to a Catholic service.
So the services, you've got the this is how Catholic I am. I don't even know what they're called.
Priests?
Yeah, those guys. And they do this thing where they go, like
it's a lot of Latin stuff.
Well, they're and he will be the light beside you, and you will pray to him. And it's very whatever that word is.
I don't even know what that is.
And then when they were doing the Greek Epiphany here last week in Tarpon, which is the big thing, and they took it out of the Catholic Church setting, and they had the priest up there talking to everybody beforehand, and he was doing the same thing. He's like, you will get this, and you will be the shining light of God and his Father and his children. I'm going, this guy's wearing a suit, like not even not a suit, a dress on the tip of a dock while he throws this cross out while a bunch of
teenage
young boys in
white t-shirts and shorts
in the freezing cold water go jump for it. Like the whole thing just seems so awkward. I will look at your nipple
and possibly your John.
Then we will celebrate later on. You will kiss the ring. But all of it, I'm just going, it's too ceremonial. I guess at the time when I'm a kid, you don't realize how off it seems. And now as an adult, I'm just going, why are they still singing like that and talking like that? Let it go. Move on.
Yeah, they don't modernize it a lot. Like they need to, because then they could get a lot more suckers.
Dude, Baptist churches, that's a party. I was also raised Baptist, so between my mom and my dad's side, right? So I had to go to different churches each weekend. The Baptist church, boy, they were letting loose, singing and dancing and hooting and hollering. Everything's good.
I mean, if you if you go to like a Amazing Idlewild out on Northdale Mabry, I mean, they got coffee shops, they got rock bands.
It's a party.
The thing seats probably 10,000 people. It's just it's great, but I mean, if you're going to go, you might as well go to that. It's a party. At least it's entertaining on a Sunday. And instead of a guy in a Catholic church go, hey,
yeah. If I'm going to believe in something, I'm going to believe in something that doesn't put me to sleep.
Give me a rock band. I was raised a Baptist, but that was before.
Before what?
Before they became cool. It was just nothing but God stuff and a piano.
Oh, you didn't get any of the good stuff.
I got nothing good. A local Baptist church was just a snooze, and nobody. And like there were churches like mine. The guy he didn't have the it factor. He was just a preacher. And
that's important.
He was grandfathered in, and you just see not interesting at all.
That is important.
Like, I want to give me a Joel Osteen who's going to really con my pants off. Just get right into my panties.
Did they find a ton of money inside the walls of the church? You remember that?
At what, Osteen?
Osteen's church.
It's got so much money they got to put it in the walls.
They literally had money hidden. Oh, I don't want to misspeak, but it was, and it was there for. Sounds trite. It was there for a reason. Now, I can't remember what the reason was.
What reason you have money in the walls?
But yeah, there was like money in the walls.
That was actually just what they wallpapered it with. Because Joel Osteen has so much money. I mean, have you ever seen that guy? He's just disgustingly just disgusting.
How about the TD Jakes guy? He's the African American Baptist church leader, big mega church, probably the biggest African American pastor in the country, right? And the rumor came out that him and Diddy.
Was he gay? Yeah, something like that.
Well, yeah, there was a Diddy rumor, and he was like, "I will not sit up here and use this pulpit to dignify the rumors," or something like. It's like, just be like, "I did not get gay with Diddy." Just say that. Like,
he did. You know, he did.
That's what I mean. Like his answer was so well crafted that you kind of, at the end of it, if you're a big TD Jakes fan, you sit there and go, "Yeah, TD, you tell him." But if you're anybody else, you go, "So did he get gay with Diddy or did he not?"
He got gay with, yeah.
Like, if it doesn't matter to me, just say you did or not. Like, it's fine.
See, I mean, it's like every single,
getting gay with Diddy, fine,
big deal. Every single like mega preacher, like the what was the local one, the PTL club with
Pat Robertson.
No. Oh no, it was Tammy
Faye,
Jim Baker, and Tammy Faye.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in? Was it Oral Roberts? In no, the guy Jimmy Swaggart.
God.
Jimmy Swaggart. He like in a limo, stretched a limo with prostitutes. Yep. I mean, they're all.
There's the other guy who talked about he will only fly private because he can't.
Oh, that guy.
That guy's creepy.
That guy, and he like turned on the reporter, and you could see him getting demoted. He was like, "Don't ever question me again."
Yeah, he straight up looked like the devil.
Like a devil. Is it surprising that all these people, if you're a preacher, you're a used car salesman, and the only way you can rise to the top is to be the best used car salesman, and you have no morals at all because you're just looking to scam people. So that's why every single mega preacher gets involved in a scandal because they're pieces of shit. Jimmy Swag. You don't be like, I'm a man of God, and then I became successful, and all of a sudden I'm with prostitutes and doing cocaine in a limo. It's like, no, you were a scumbag to start out with.
It's a great rise to fame, though, too, right? Like, one day you're in this small little church. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, psst, over here, look at this big church. You want this?"
Yeah, because you're good.
You're good.
You're
good, bro. But we can make you better. You know how we can make you better? Try this bump.
Yeah, cocaine.
Get some of this.
There's some girls in the back.
I know you like your house. I know you're a simple man. But what if I could tell you we get you a bigger house? How big? Like 20,000 square feet.
That's my calling.
Right.
That's where it's at.
Dude.
I feel, I always try to give more. Like anything I do that I charge, if whatever I'm charging for, I give more because
you'd be too honest about it.
I can't stand the thought of like gypping somebody.
Yeah, you would be way too honest.
I'm not good. I'm not. I was always wanted to do a church. It's like, man, I could have a sermon and a parody song about Noah, and I'd fucking kill it. But then I'd be like, give me all your money, especially you poor people. I can't do that.
And you have to do it so well crafted.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like weaving in and out. It would be the equivalent of Seacrest hosting New Year's Eve, right? He's great at that, right? Like to host this service every Sunday and continually find new ways to weave your audience into giving you money and not have them get sick of it is that's a talent.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess.
That's what I've, that's my whole career is based on every week coming up with some new shit to dupe to dupe people.
Sam Kinison was a preacher.
Yes,
which was crazy to think about.
Yeah, I bet he was a good preacher, though. Can you imagine?
Was.
See, he made the wrong move. If he had stayed a preacher, he'd probably he would be alive and he'd be making $50 million a year.
Yeah,
because he would have been so good. That scream, fire and brimstone.
Yeah, he could have sold that. Yeah,
he was good. He was. Did he die in a head-on crash, high on cocaine?
Something. Yeah.
Reno, Nevada, Lonesome Highway.
Well, so the preachers, I will tell you, from time to time, and I've mentioned this before, I like to just look up people and see what they're about, right? Like, and I've done this with preachers before. I'll be like, I wonder where that preacher, you see one of these mega churches or something.
Yeah.
Or not even, just an in-between church. It doesn't have to be giant, not small, just your average one. And it's like, I wonder how they're living.
I think that the same way. Like when I drive by a church and it looks like, it's a modest church. And I was like, what's that guy? How is that guy doing?
Right. Like, what's he pulling in? How does that work?
I don't know.
If he shows up in a Benz, do people get mad? Are they happy for him?
I think, who was the guy, the black guy in Tampa who had all those, he had trial and everything. And he was always driving, he always was driving the fancy cars and everything. And the people are happy for him. They're like, you're blessed.
Yeah.
And then they give him more money.
So,
maybe I should just quit all this and become a preacher because they want
give money, by the way.
Somebody's going to give their money.
Tithing, not give money. Give money has a weird, you can't just say, give me money.
True,
you have to say tithing.
Tithing.
It's your duty. It's what you're supposed to do. It's all in the positioning.
Okay, well, let me check and make sure nobody's tithing.
If anybody wants to
tithe to the cluster rep,
to the cluster rep show,
to the hang with Mike and Matt,
it's your duty.
Like somebody is gonna get those people's money. Somebody is.
Might as well be us.
Might as well be.
Is that what you're
saying? Might as well.
Oh, did we get tithe?
Beaver smell like tuna.
Oh!
400 bits tithing. Thank you very much, Beaver.
Thank you very much. Beaver smells like tuna.
As we are blessed, you will be blessed as well, Beaver smell like tuna.
We will say a prayer for you tonight. Beaver smells like tuna.
It's the prosperity gospel. Give to us so that you can too receive.
How great. I assume that noise was the bits coming in. Was that the...
Yes.
That's a hilarious... It was so perfect. Because they're just like... And then you just hear from the heavens, just cling, 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 cling.
Praise Jesus, Beaver smell like tuna. You will have a place next to Jesus Christ on a golden throne where the streets are paved with gold and it's a land of milk and honey.
Sell it.
And you will no longer smell like tuna.
Your beaver will smell delicious.
Smell like roses.
In heaven, all beavers smell delicious. I don't know why I do the African American thing.
I mean, whatever.
From the heavens.
Sean Raz, his gift has tithed. Sean Raz has tithed his 50 for a sub to the channel. That is so. Sean Raz, you have a place in heaven.
At the table.
At the table.
I love that picture of Jesus at the table with
like the Last Supper.
The Last Supper one, yeah, where it's like that famous painting of which, by the way, nobody knows what any of these people really look like.
No,
we know that they don't look like the painting. Let's just put it that.
Yeah.
And he's got his arms out, and everybody's just like, "Yeah, bro!" Like they're all gathered around, like, "Yeah, we're gonna get this Last Supper." I don't know,
except for Judas.
Well,
scheming to turn him in.
He was a different story.
12 pieces of silver. That seems like a lot of silver. I think I'd turn Jesus in too. I mean, you're talking like, 6,000, like 1,000. When I don't know what the year.
Until you get sued for $141 million in silver. I don't know what silver equates to back then and why that was a preferred trading method.
It's got. I mean, silver's. With inflation, I mean, that was probably $15,000. So who can blame Judas?
You got to hang on.
15 G's.
Yeah, hang on to that silver. What if they were like, sorry, bro, silver's no good anymore. Damn it.
How about Bitcoin? How's Bitcoin doing? Is it taking a bath recently? But not that much of a bath because it's got a long way to go. It's like
good.
47,000 or something.
Today it's at like 42.5. So they approved the ETFs last week.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be like some kind of big bump or something.
It did. It spiked a little bit and then it leveled out. And it's going to take time. You know, but I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, it's crashed. It's like, it's crashed to prices not seen since 2 weeks ago. It's not you know, and if you look at other stocks, like I got Tesla stock, I mean, that's crashed a pretty good amount the last couple of days.
Because of the cold weather stuff where people can't charge their Teslas and...
You know, I don't know if that's what caused it, but I'm sure that's a probably a mitigating factor. But I think also Elon, you know, he went ahead and X'd comments of like, hey, I own 25% of the company. Not really a tremendous amount when you think about it. Why don't these guys that own the rest or invest in my company come to work and see what it's like? Like, I'm paraphrasing, right? But I think that pissed off some of the institutional investors, maybe. Yeah. They're like, okay, all right, we'll sell you off. I don't know. I don't know.
It's, you know.
But as far as Bitcoin goes, it's good. It's interesting.
The stock market, Bitcoin, everything, you know, it's some of it's, you know, it's only quasi-legitimate. And if whoever the powers that be want to squash you, they'll squash you, you know. It's a dirty game.
Jamie Dimon was on TV this morning. He was on CNBC. And Jamie Dimon from, I think, if I'm not mistaken, JP Morgan.
Yeah.
And
he's a big cheese.
Big cheese. And he hates crypto, hates Bitcoin, and he's talking crap about it, like, you know, the usual stuff. But he doesn't really know. That's the difference. He just doesn't know what he's saying. He's just putting this stuff out there. He's going, well, because they're going, well, there'll only be 21 million, so it's scarce, right? So it has the properties of gold as far as scarcity, portability, all this different stuff, but better in digital form, right? And he's going, well, who says it's only going to be 20 million? Satoshi Nakamoto, or whatever his name is, could pop up one day and just decide to change it to more. It's like, it doesn't work like that. That's the whole thing with the protocol of it being 21 million, right? It does not work like that. You can't just do that. So the Jamie Dimon guy's putting this information out there, but not really understanding why it is the way it is.
But okay, so but why? So they're only $21 million, but that sounds like an arbitrary thing that somebody just made up.
So it's 21 million. That's the protocol. So the way the software and the way it's written is there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin mined. Okay, that's just the way it's written in the protocol. You can't change it. Nobody wants to change it. Nobody's gonna change it. That's just.
What about the Bitcoin 2 software that the guy who wrote the Bitcoin, he came out, and now you can get Bitcoin 2.
So they've tried what's called forking, right? So there's all these different forks. There's Bitcoin Cash and things like that. They don't have the same panache as Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be first to market. It's like it's the one, right? You can try all these other things. Bitcoin is the one, at least as of now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the difference. So if you find enough people with the network effect, et cetera, to buy in on it being the one, then now people see the value of it, right? So you can trade it digitally. I could send you Bitcoin on your phone, vice versa.
Yeah.
All these different things. Each Bitcoin breaks down to 100 million what's called Satoshis. Okay, so you could buy 2 Satoshis if you want to. And so you're talking about all these little fractions of a Bitcoin that can trickle down through everybody in the world if they wanted to buy in.
Now, like Bitcoin on Wall Street, and it's valued at what, like 30? How much? 32,000.
42.5 right now.
42.5. What if that goes to like virtually nothing? Then what are your Bitcoins worth?
Well, there is the value on Wall Street. What do you mean value on Wall Street? Because it's not.
I don't understand Wall, but it's like whatever Bitcoin is, it's valued at 42,000 a Bitcoin or a share. I don't know which.
Per Bitcoin.
Per Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Now what?
So it's not a publicly traded. It's not like a stock, right? So it can't.
How does it go up or down based on
scarcity, based on how many are available? Like you've got these people like myself that what's called HODL, right? You hold your Bitcoin off an exchange in cold storage, and it takes it off the market, right? So that takes your the amount of liquid Bitcoin out there, right? The stuff that's sitting minimal, right? So you've got, I think, 1.8 million Bitcoin on exchanges right now. Other than that, a lot of people just hold them in cold storage, which makes it more scarce. And then in April, you have what's called the halvening. Okay, the halvening it halves the supply. of Bitcoin mined daily. Okay.
See, that's all over my head.
You're-
I don't understand how.
Yeah.
My only argument is if the powers that be don't want Bitcoin, they'll find a way to not make Bitcoin. There's nothing in the world that the powers that be cannot fuck up. And you think that you can't fuck it up, they'll if they want to, they'll make Bitcoin.
They can certainly make it difficult.
They would shut down the internet before they let people, finally, we've got freedom with Bitcoin. Bloop, internet gone.
Yeah, they could make
telephone
it,
service gone. That's what they would do. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
No, there's ways to make it miserable.
They'll make it miserable. If it suits them. If Bitcoin benefits them, it'll go through the roof.
Well, seeing that the U.S. government is like the third largest holder of Bitcoin, it serves in their best interest to sort of embrace the technology, embrace the blockchain, et cetera.
Maybe that's how they're planning on getting out of our $34 trillion debt. I don't know.
I don't know either.
And it's like the Iowa caucuses were yesterday, the day before, and it's like I'm watching the news and I tape the news. I just TiVo right over that shit. It's like it's such a scam, and as much it's so hard to say anything positive about Trump. It's just like, fuck all this shit. Just vote for Trump. What other asshole are you going to vote? It's a bunch of dirt bags on. This guy's got he's got the it factor. Take me to the grave. Ruin the country, ruin democracy with your it factorness. At least we got that.
Yeah.
What we get? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom.
It's increasingly difficult to have faith in this stuff. And then on top of it, now they're already screaming, oh, well, they're trying to rig the election. Really? And then they turn it on the American people and they go, trust us. Trust us. They all want trust. They want you to trust them, right? But both sides are screaming, but then they go, trust us. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I would trust you if you guys hadn't fucked us over so many times and lied about so many things.
Yeah, about everything.
About everything. And now you just want us to, trust me, we're going to make it better. Trust me, immigration's going to be fine. Trust me, we went to the moon. Trust me. Like all these different things. And it's like, you did too many things to break my trust. I can't just jump back into bed with you and be like, oh, okay, I trust you again. Like it can't work like that.
So both parties have systematically, completely destroyed your trust in them.
I am a disenfranchised voter.
But you're supposed to believe these guys now on either side that are saying they're going to do shit. That's why it's so hard to not say, well, just vote for Trump.
Yeah, let it ride.
Whatever. What else are you going to do? You just do you actually think like Nikki Haley's going to get in the government and change anything? Gavin Newsom's going to help you out? No. So at least let's give it to this crazy guy. I'm ready for the crazy guy.
Let's go nuts.
Let's go nuts. If it's the end of democracy, maybe it's time to end democracy. I don't know, because it ain't working out. It always ends. I
like the party where it wants to be a dictator, but only on day one. And I'm thinking that's the funniest comment I've ever heard. Like that's at least a little honesty. I'm not saying I agree with it, but he's like, maybe on day one. Let's be a dictator for day one.
And it's like, it's such a bizarre time because you're getting on the left outlets will be saying they're on the airwaves, the public airwaves saying if Donald Trump becomes president, he's going to put you in a camp. And it's like, then nobody ever said that. He was also president for 4 years and he didn't put anybody in a camp. He didn't put anybody in a camp.
We can't even finish a wall. All of a sudden, we're building camps.
Yeah, also he's gonna imprison the entire Democratic Party. I don't know. I don't think he imprisoned anybody. It's frustrating because I can't even talk about it anymore because I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. But like you said, they've pushed me to where now I'm a right wing, Proud Boy.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, it's just funny to me how over time all the quote unquote conspiracies, the majority of them come to fruition, right?
Almost every one of them.
Almost every one of them come to be true. And yet you still want to tell me that, oh no, we didn't have anything to do with this. No, it wasn't a false flag attack. No, this doesn't have anything to do with it. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. You're not being truthful.
I mean, okay, like there's the old saying, how do you know when a politician is lying?
They're talking.
His lips are moving.
Yeah.
That's 100 years old. So imagine how they were back 100 years ago, they were saying that. How much are they lying now? Like 1,000 times more. It happens with every single empire. You have a good run. We had 250 years or something. That's a good run, and they stole all the money and they're completely corrupt. And even if they want, they're so cronified and incompetent that they steal all the money and then nothing gets done because everybody they put in power was their cronies and nothing gets done. It's idiocracy where the skyscrapers are held together with a giant rope. A giant rope.
Well, think about it from a corporate perspective, right? Just a small company. And you go, hey, boss, is my job safe? And they go, yeah, you're doing great, man. Don't worry about a thing. Holidays come around. They have a reduction in force. You get fired and you go, hey, man, I thought my job was safe. Well, it's, and so what are you? You're mad at the company because you're going, screw this company. They just lied to me. I worked for them. I was loyal to them a number of years, and they just threw me away like it was in the trash, and they knew they were going to fire me, and
it's hitting way close to home, Matt.
But think about it on a larger scale of the U.S. Hey man, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's great. Don't worry about it. Everything's cool. And then they do the direct opposite, and then they expect you to still like them, and go, you still like us, right? We didn't really.
Well, that's where the divide and conquer comes in because, like, I think normally if you look at Biden's administration and with this inflation and this immigration. And all this spending on foreign wars that nobody gives a shit. That's like he's going to lose 80% to 20% no matter who runs against him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that's the case now because I think it's all rigged. I think, and people are like, we have the most safe and secure elections in the world, run by a bunch of liars. Why is that? Why is that believable? How is that believable? It's not even fucking remotely believable that these pieces of shit who are in charge of who gets to be in charge are going to make it. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah, it really is. And really, in reality, if you wanted to, at least in my opinion, get to really make an election fair, you put it on the blockchain. You find a way to put it on the blockchain. And that way every vote is trusted and verified and can be accounted for. And you can't double vote. Like there is a way in the future to do that, to utilize the blockchain to make it fair and righteous. Not yet.
But if there was a way in which, conceivably could happen in the not too distant future where you could guarantee a safe and legal election, they would never put that system in place.
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
And furthermore, I probably still wouldn't vote.
I ain't voted.
Because the candidates are still going to be the same, right? Like you could have the blockchain, you could have the most secure election on earth, and it could be the most fair election on earth. But if you still got a douche versus a turd sandwich, you're still either getting the douche or the turd sandwich.
That's why it's like, hey, might as well Trump. Yeah, might as well Trump.
Might as well Trump.
Trump. Go ahead and Trump. Because at least you're getting some entertainment dollar. When's the last time you got it? Not since Bill Clinton have you got some entertainment dollar for your president. Look at all those turds we get.
Clinton was like entertaining in more of a grimy way. Though.
It was pretty sleazy. But I see Trump. Like Trump. I see. Trump derangement syndrome is real because I didn't vote for. I didn't vote, but every night on the couch when Don and I were watching the news and Trump got off the helicopter, we'd be like, "Did you hear what he said? Let's rewind it. Did you hear what Trump said? That's what I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for."
Never before had I thought on a Friday night at 8:00 I would be at home waiting with popcorn to go, "Oh, dude, we got to watch this debate. This is going to be great."
Yeah.
And the family, all the family goes, "You're right." And we all gathered on the couch like it was the premiere of the Cosby Show back in the day, right? But it's not. It's for the future of the country.
Yeah.
And we're eating popcorn, getting ready to laugh like a sitcom.
And he did not disappoint.
No, he was great.
And it's so sad. It's like America has become so divided. We've lost our sense of humor. It's like Trump was on The Apprentice for like how many years and nobody hated him.
Everybody loved him.
Everybody loved him.
It's so.
And then you listen to 4 news outlets for 4 years tell you that he was Hitler, and you hate him.
Yep.
And it's like that's how it is.
That's exactly right. I got to find this video at some point in time. It's my daughter telling a joke, and she goes, "Want to hear a joke?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Donald Trump," and I was just like, it just made me giggle. Like that was the entire joke. It was great. And this was when she was like 4 or 5 or something like that. And
she came up with a joke.
Yeah, just can I tell you a joke? Donald Trump. It's like so good.
It's so good when kids see. I'm a huge that's my favorite thing about my grandkids is when they come up with jokes
like a pure
like,
comedy. And they think it's really, really great.
Oh, they can't get enough of it.
I love it.
It's like, I mean, nobody cares about your kids, your grandkids, but I'll tell an example of like of a joke that my granddaughter told me. So she's coming into the dining room with a hot dish.
Okay.
That Donna gave her to put on the table. She entrusted her with that. And she goes, "Coming in hot." Literally. And I was like, that's a joke.
She gave me a literally.
Like, that's a joke. Good job.
That is a good job. Oh, here we go. Wait, let me see. Oh, here we go. Here's the joke. Ready?
You have it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
Get it right up to that microphone.
Yeah. Oh, she's saying this to her brother.
Do you know how to joke for what? Donald Trump.
She popped on her own joke.
That's great. It's just it's so simple and on point.
Kids say the darndest things.
They
I have a whole log. I write a little journal that I write the things that they say.
Oh, I'm jealous of that.
And I wrote it for my kids, and I'm writing it for my grandkids. That's what I need to do is like, because it's scribble, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But transcribe it. Actually, have the printed edition. That's a present right there.
I started an email for my daughter when she was born to send things to, thoughts and
that's a good idea.
Different things. So I would do that. And it lasted like 2 years. And I haven't sent, and now it's just completely off the rails. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I think I saw it somewhere. I was like, that's really thoughtful. I should do that. And now,
I mean, like, I have my little, it's just a paper notebook, and I'll get it out, and I'll be like, oh, July of 22. Been a long time since I've written something in here. Oh, shoot. I got to get back on it.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Oh, man. Well, what are we going to do? There's always something.
It's The Hang with Mike and Matt. God damn, it's The Hang.
Been 2 hours already. Can you believe it?
Been 2 hours already.
Well, I guess, download us on Spotify and like us on YouTube and comment up here. Any good comments out there on the old Twitch universe?
Thanks for all you guys tuning in live. Grand Rada 1, I don't know how to say that. What's up? VW Rick, Kevin JK, Dog, Log, Beaver Smell Like Tuna, Ned's Navy, Triple Edge Sword. Oh, we got something. Hogue 670, Ned's Navy. I think I already said that. I'm way behind. And Beaver Smell Like Tuna, 300 bits. Thank you very much, Beaver Smell Like Tuna. Woo! With the tie. Luis Linares, what's going on? All right, we'll take this to the VIP. Thanks for tuning in so much. Check us out on all the things that Matt said. And I'm a promotion wizard.
Master.
And we'll be right back for some VIP content. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one, everybody.